channel, everyone. My name is Adam, this is Vancity Audi, and today I'm bringing to you a full-length review of the Stage 2 Black Forest Industry mounts for my RS3 for the engine and for the transmission. If you don't want to hear what I have to say about them and you just want to see the physical evidence, the video footage I have of the movement of the engine, you can skip past all my talking, and I'm going to be putting up my dyno videos back to back to back of the different progressions that I made throughout last season and this season. I started out with the 034 Motorsport dog bone mount and insert. Then I went to the East Coast Euro track dog bone replacement, and then I added on these Stage 2 Black Forest Industry mounts. So you'll be able to see the progression, how much the engine moves, how much it wiggles around on the dyno. But if you want to stick around and hear about what I have to say and my driving impressions, that's coming up next. So as for the mounts, you have the engine mount tucked in there. It's that guy right there, and you can see, I hope, I don't know if you can see that actually, the green poly that they use. That is for the Stage 2. If you opt for the Stage 1, which is slightly less firm, less stiff, less aggressive, that is black. Way underneath here, tucked way down there, underneath everything. You can't see it when it's all covered up. That is where the transmission mount is located. Now for my driving impressions. I've been using them for about 1,000 kilometers now, and one word describes them, and one word alone: stiff. These things are stiff. But for a guy like me, that is fantastic. Everything feels so planted, so locked down. Yes, for those that don't know, NVH is present big time. Noise, vibration, and harshness. It has increased over the OEM mounts for obvious reasons. The poly inserts that they use are much stiffer, much harder than you get in those OEM bushings. If you watch my video of my very first impressions and the quick install video I did, I'll put the description below. You can check that one out and see just how it worked and how my initial feedback was. You can see that they are beefy. Beefy, beefy, beefy. Those things are thick. But everything that I've felt so far has been really good for performance. I've done a few launches. It could just be a placebo effect. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It just feels like there's less momentum shift, I guess you could say. It's just like they're there and you go, and instead of the engine torquing and twisting on those OEM mounts, you're really getting more of just barely any movement. There's no additional loss of momentum because the engine is shifting and transferring weight. It's just going. So for vibration, you definitely feel more in the steering wheel. You feel more in your seats under your ass. You feel more through your brake pedal and through your gas pedal. Not to the point where it's obscene, at least in my opinion it's not obscene, but for someone that's really sensitive to NVH, it's gonna feel like a lot compared to the OEM stuff. I love them. They're fantastic. Once I posted the video, Black Forest Industries actually made me aware of something that I didn't even know. I bought the Stage 2 stuff, so the green poly, which is the harder of the two, 85 durometer. The Stage 1 stuff, the black inserts, are 70 durometer, which is not quite as stiff. If you end up buying Stage 2 stuff from Black Forest Industries and you're like, you know what, it's a little too stiff for me, they sell just the inserts. So you just remove the top hat, swap out the green for the black, and it's gonna be that much more daily drivable, we'll say. Not quite as stiff. You're still gonna get the benefits of your engine and everything being more locked down, but it won't be so aggressive as it is for me. Some more feelings on the way it drives. So I'd say the biggest thing that I notice is when you're decelerating, not when you're braking, but like almost like engine braking, you're going down a steep hill, you definitely feel a, if you're not aware of what's going on, it feels like the car's broken. It's not. It's just, I feel like it's probably the transmission and the way it's working, and the mounts are holding it in place, and you're feeling everything through the car now because the mounts are so stiff. That is the biggest change that I've noticed. The other stuff is just your regular NVH, more vibration. I don't find it too aggressive because I want my car to feel like a race car. I want to be able to daily drive it, but when I want to put the power down, it's ready to rock and roll. Everything's super shift. Drop it down. Get it into the right gear. Whoa! It feels hella locked down. You don't get that kind of, I don't want to say that there was a momentum shift, but when I would shift before and then you'd launch, or from a standstill, it was almost like there was a bit of movement in front of you, a bit of momentum. Let's get out of this god-awful pops and bangs. Get it back to nice and quiet mode for you guys so I could talk to you a bit easier. It's definitely more stiff, more fun. I feel the car is much more aggressive now. For those that love aggressive driving, you're definitely gonna feel like you're driving more of a race car. Besides that, it's been really, really good. If you end up getting the Stage 2, as I just mentioned, and you say, damn, it's a little too stiff for me, Adam's crazy, you can always downgrade to the black ones, the Stage 1, and just swap out the poly and you're good. So besides that, it's been great. I'm super happy with them. I'm excited to get this damn car on the track once this whole COVID thing is over, because I feel like it's really gonna help my launches. It's keeping everything tight and locked down, so when I'm building up that boost and flying through the gears on the track, the whole engine's not going like this, it just stays solid. So I'm really excited for that. So as I promised, now that you guys have stuck around, or maybe for those that haven't and just bypassed this whole thing, here are back-to-back-to-back videos of what my car used to do prior to the Black Forest Industry mount install. So as I said it from the beginning, I started out with the 034 Motorsport, the dog bone and the insert. Then I took that out and completely swapped it out for an East Coast Euro track mount. That is the red poly, the harder of the two, the stiffer of the two. The majority of users get the blue, which is the street mount. I use the track mount because, you know me guys, I'm nuts. Then, in addition to that, I have replaced the OEM engine and transmission mount with the Black Forest Industry mount. So you guys will be able to see the movement on my dynos and just how much this thing is locked down. Thank you everyone for watching. I truly appreciate your time. I hope you enjoy the quick little snippet of videos to come. Take care, guys, and I look forward to bringing you guys more content in the future. Twisties. Everything is so locked down. Oh God, it's so good. It's so good. Doesn't hurt that I got this TTE 700 on here pumping out 555 wheel horsepower. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. If only I didn't have those god-awful pops and bangs. Oh. Ah, God, it's awful. But this is glorious! Oh. God, I love this car!